I know that parents today are struggling more than ever before.
This is where I really struggle.
I want you to go downstairs. Don't force me.
They're confused by contradictory advice,
But I'm talking to you.
worried that other parents are doing better. And yet the majority agree it's a tougher job than they ever imagined. But if parents don't make changes now, the consequences for their children will be enormous.
So that's why this year I'm stepping up my game. I'm offering more help to more parents, tackling more parental issues.
I'm willing to do anything it takes. I just can't live this life anymore.
I'm still going to be visiting the homes of families
Who are really struggling.
You will not tolerate being treated like that. Right, get out there and take charge.
But I'm also hitting the road with advice for all on the parenting problems everyone faces.
If you can trust me for 5 days, you will have this nipped in the bud.
49 minutes a day. That's all the quality time the average kid gets with their mum and dad. Parents, this is your wake-up call.
What do you think this actual video is about, though?
Child abuse.
Do you think it's about child abuse?
Neglect.
I'll show you the small changes that'll make a huge difference.
I've a lot of work to do, but I'm not shy of hard work.
This week, Joe meets a boy who's lived on biscuits his entire life.
Max has never had a hot meal. He's 9 years old.
And he won't stomach anything else. She also tackles a 7-year-old girl whose aggressive rages terrify her family.
Stop kicking!
Joe has dealt with just about every sort of problem a parent can face. But even by her standards, the challenge she's facing today is highly unusual. What child doesn't like a biscuit? But 9-year-old Max's diet is almost exclusively custard creams.
From age about 6-7 months, Max started eating custard creams, and it's just continued from there. That is the main part of his diet.
Brother John and sister Willow have no problem with their eating. But all efforts at breaking Max's biscuit habit have met with abject failure.
I mean, it does seem the most obvious thing to do is to take all the biscuits out. We tried that, and I think it lasted about a week. And Max still wouldn't eat. He went more or less the full week with nothing. In the end, they said, you know, well, we'll just give him back his biscuits.
You want to try a bit of that? No.
Just a tiny bit?
No.
Why not?
I don't like it.
Max has never had a hot meal. He's 9 years old.
Just when Tommy disagreeing with it, like telling my head, I don't like it.
I think it is a fear food. If his brother or sister will sit next to Max, and if they've got food themselves, he will get up and move. He doesn't want to be near it. But Max, what are you doing?
I'm trying to, like, go into bed and pretend to be asleep.
Concentration levels are quite low. He easily gets distracted and get quite tired, you know, halfway through the day.
I can't even get up.
Even on his fortnightly visits to his dad's, the custard creams have to go too. After 9 years on this restricted diet, Mum Jo knows things have got to change.
We need Joe just to help us because it's affecting everything. It's affecting his health and it's affecting his school life. And we just don't know where else to turn anymore.
There's an extreme situation going on right now. I'm moving swiftly to a mum who has a child who's 9 years old, who's gagging, he's anxious about eating, and he's basically starving himself, and he's only eating custard creams.
Max, nice to meet you. Do you know why I'm here? I'm here to help us all. What difficulties have we got right now that we need a little bit of help with?
I'm eating.
You're eating? Okay, and is that something you want to improve and you want to change?
Yeah.
You do? Good. So we'll all get busy working out ways on how to improve that. How long has this been going on?
The whole food thing has been there from, like, the weaning age.
Yeah.
Looking from the outside at the situation, you sort of say, take everything, all the biscuits, don't have them in the house.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get so hungry that he is going to eat something.
So you did that?
So we did that.
How long did he go?
I don't think it was quite the 7 days, but it got to a point where he was just lying on the sofa.
Yeah.
He just didn't have any energy. And he was sort of sleeping a lot. And in the end, put him back on what he has.
Okay, what was the fear?
If he just doesn't eat, that he's just going to, I suppose, worst case scenario, that's it.
Well, let's use the word die. That's what you're fearful of. Nobody really wants to say it, but you're fearful that if he doesn't eat, he's going to starve and die.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, we're not going to do what you did with the whole starving thing and taking away. We're not going to do that, okay? So you're not going to be in that position. But mentally, I need you to know that you're going to do what it takes. That's the difference between us breaking this cycle, okay, and not. So it's your strength that we need more than anything.
I'm ready to do that.
Yeah.
I can do
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because it's
You
gone
know?
too far. Yeah.
Pen and paper, we're just going to write down some stuff, you and I.
Joe wants to know what Max thinks about food.
What do you eat the most of during the day?
Custard cream.
Custard creams, okay. Custard creams. What other foods do you eat?
Nice biscuits.
Sorry?
Nice biscuit.
Nice biscuits.
And I had an Easter egg.
You had an Easter egg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chocolate.
A chocolate Easter egg. So you love chocolate, do you?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Potato.
You've had potato. Right, okay.
But I didn't like it.
But you didn't like it. But did you swallow it?
Yes.
You did, okay.
And I chewed it.
And you chewed it, good boy.
Grapes.
Grapes?
I tried grape.
Oh, you tried a grape?
Yeah, but I didn't like it.
But you didn't like it. How much did you eat of it? Okay, pear. Okay, so we've got pear.
A bit like it, but it tastes a bit weird.
It tastes a bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, cheese. Have you tried cheese?
A small bit of it, but I didn't like it.
Joe knows what she has to do next.
Blimey, girl, you've got some biscuits in here. Right, what's this all about, this here? Look, you've got so much of it.
But it's more than Max can bear.
What are you doing?
Well, we're just taking these and putting them in here because we don't need them. There's too many of them. Right, and we've got left some all of that there so we can have that when we want them. Right? Too much.
Well, I just need this bag.
Well, you got it there, love. Look, you got it there.
Spare bag.
No, I don't need a spare bag. So we don't need all of it. That's too much food. So we can put these in here and put the custard creams in there. So I'm going to put these biscuits in the car because they're not necessary. I mean, you know, they have become Mum's crutch and, you know, it makes it a lot harder for her when you've got these in the house. So let's just get rid of them.
Not only is Joe helping people at home, she's also hitting the road to take her advice out to mums and dads. She wants to help parents with the persistent challenges and common problems they face every day.
He has a really bad tone of voice. He's not naughty what he says or anything.
He's very adamant and demanding.
From quick-fire questions to more worrying issues. The first problem is a common one, but in this case, it's been taken to the extreme.
I have to pay my kids to do jobs for me, including going to the shop. I have to pay him to go to school as well.
I just need you to see something. Okay? Hands up who has to pay their kids to go to school. Hands up. You're the one that gets paid. I bet you've got a healthy bank account now, right? You know, the reality is that he's chosen not to respect you and to turn around and tell you that that's not feasible. Don't tolerate it. Have house chores. Give your children praise and acknowledge him for what they're doing. Otherwise, trust me, you're going to be short of pocket within the next month.
I am, yeah.
Right?
Well, I have a 4-year-old who is very shy.
Yes.
He can sometimes be rude with it though. If someone walks past and says hello to him, he can go like, no, go away. And
Then address the rudeness with discipline, but then you'd encourage him through play. All right, so what's really good is during the day, encourage him with play, all the social skills. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Set up little scenarios during the day so that when he's in them, he starts to learn how he's going to behave and act in those.
Young mum Charlotte has brought along her 5-year-old son Daniel and all his imaginary friends.
What were you just playing, Dan?
Duckies.
Who with?
My friends.
What friends, darling? I didn't see any friends.
I just am invisible. There you are.
And what are your friends called?
They're all called Daniel.
What are your concerns?
his imaginary friends.
How do they worry you?
He seems to getting a bit violent with them. At one point, he came downstairs really crying, really upset. His friend wanted to kill me for not giving them enough food. And on another occasion, they wanted to kill Dan for not playing with them enough. So... Sorry, for not sharing.
I don't think it's exceptionally unusual for Daniel to be the age that he is and still have imaginary friends.
Yeah.
Okay? Sometimes they use another friend to explain what they're going through. Listen to what he says his friends talk about, okay? And ask him. Make the connection, because it gives you a nice avenue to start talking about how Daniel feels.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you have any friends that he plays with at home?
Not really, no. He's an only child,
Okay.
so...
Can we focus on Daniel having other people to play with and to start having some play dates?
Yeah.
All right? There's only one Daniel,
Yes.
okay? And that's your sweetheart here.
Yeah.
All right?
Good boy, yeah.
If your kid's imagination is running riot, don't use their imaginary friend as a means to get your child to do things, and don't let your child use the friend as an excuse for bad behaviour.
Jo Frost is helping families across the nation come to grips with the big problems confronting parents today. And next, she's responding to a plea for help from a desperate mum whose daughter's anger and rages are taking over their lives. Seven-year-old Trinice is a sad, angry little girl. Since she started getting picked on at school, she's been acting aggressively at home.
Shouldn't bite people like that!
Stop kicking!
People call me names because they think I'm big and not really nice. And sometimes ugly. I feel sad and angry, kind of at the same time.
And trouble at school means big problems at home.
She doesn't always tell the teacher, and sometimes I don't know for a few days. But I've gotten to know now, there's a bit of a pattern where she'll come home through that door. But I'm talking to you, you're not listening. She gets really angry. Push herself against the wall. Slam doors. If you're in her way, you're gonna get the brunt of that.
Go away.
Janice, stop that.
I don't care. When I get angry, I can't really stop myself.
Where do you think you're going?
Trinice's 3-year-old brother Tristan bears the brunt of her temper.
She will slap him quite hard or scratch him. It's like a battle between them sometimes.
Dealing with Trinice's relentless bad behaviour has left mum Cheryl desperate for help.
As a mum, I should be able to solve whatever problem Trinice has. So if it's not resolved, then I'm thinking to myself, well, obviously, I must be rubbish.
I don't really like myself that much.
I just need someone to say, look, Cheryl, this is what you need to do, and this is what's going to help. This is what's going to work.
So I'm getting myself round to this family where there is a young girl who's being bullied at school. She's having outbursts and temper tantrums and just letting off steam at home. So it's all kicking off in this house, and the quicker I really get here, the quicker I can help this family out.
Hi.
Hi, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you. Let's go to the front room. Yep.
First, Jo wants to talk to Trinice.
What's the meanest things that they say?
They say a lot of horrible things. They say, your face is ugly.
And what lies they tell. But they want to say it because they're hoping you'll believe it. Get it?
Yeah.
But if you don't believe it, then they can't hurt you with their mean words.
Yeah.
Do you talk to Mummy much about things that go on at school?
Not really.
Right. Okay, because you don't have to keep those things to yourself. It's important for you to share those things with your mum. To let her know what's going on. Okay, because your mum loves you very much and she wants to know what's going on so she can make sure that the best is being done for you all the time.
To change Trinice's behaviour at home, Jo needs to know her problems at school are taken seriously.
Is that being dealt with at school?
Yeah, the school actually is very good.
Yeah.
They actually phone me sometimes when they've got any concerns with Trinice. I've been able to approach them. It wasn't so easy initially, but now they're very good. They're very, very, very helpful.
Let's work this out together. We need Trinice talking to you every day about school.
Yeah.
Right now, what happens with children is that when they first come to you and they talk to you about a situation, sometimes it makes a child step back and go,
oh no,
I say nothing, because you know what, they may blow, they're going to get angry with me, they're going to think it's my fault. So the communication gate shuts. So learning to open up that is going to be another skill, you know?
Yeah. And what you've just said is exactly what she said to me once when I questioned her on something that was going on for ages. And I said, why didn't you tell me? She said, oh, I thought you were going to be angry and tell me off. And I was just like, why would you think like that?
I think the anger, the temper tantrums is a breakdown of communication. We don't want her to learn that every time she's angry she can slam a door or, you know, punch. We do want her to learn that she can release it, but in a way that's more contained.
Back out on the road, Joe's been swamped with pleas for help from parents with older children.
I've come to get Joe's help today to try to strengthen the bond between Louisa and Ali.
They're cheeky. He texts and he's on it constantly all the time, and it drives me crazy.
This one's 10. How do you introduce a bit of independence?
What's really important with children that are 10 years old, your tweens going into your teenager years, is to make sure that you have an understanding of really what's going on out there. And talk about it. Let your kids know why, as a parent, it's not OK for them to do the things that they really want to do now that you would allow a 16-year-old to do. I think the most important thing is that you feel that you can trust her to make the right decisions at the right time.
When your child wants more independence, start with small tasks like going to the shop and back. Build up to going to the park alone. Always set an agreed return time, and if they don't stick to it, make sure there's consequences.
But when your child hits their teens, a whole new set of problems can materialise. 15-year-old Misha wants a career in glamour modelling.
My fear is that she'll leave school without trying really hard and putting 100% into it, thinking that she's going to get a good long career out of glamour modelling. And if that doesn't take off, then she's got nothing to fall back on.
What's glamour modelling these days? What's glamour modelling?
I think some of it's topless, but I wouldn't do that unless I had a boob job, because then...
Why is that?
Because it's not perfect, and a nose job if I could. So I like a nose job.
Right, what's wrong with your nose?
I don't know, I'm just not happy with it.
For me to hear that you feel that there are so many things that you need to change about yourself is missing the point, Mum, with regards to building some self-esteem here. This is not just about, I want to be a model. This is about, I want plastic surgery. I want to change the way my body looks. I think it's important to encourage your daughter if she wants to have a modelling career in the future, okay? There's no reason why she can't go into modelling. But I think it's important to recognise that your daughter is 15 and not 21 right now. I think what you're missing here, love, is the importance of understanding that in any work that you do, being savvy up here and having an education is going to take you to different places. And let's face it, that after, okay, the modelling's done, what's going to happen then? Your parent, okay, is here to guide you and direct you, all right? Because you are still a young girl, all right?
Joe's helping a mother whose son would rather starve than give up his custard cream diet.
Max has never had a hot meal. He's 9 years old.
She's discovered he has tried other foods, but to find out more, Joe wants to try a test of her own with a simple cheese sandwich. Joe wants to shift the attention from Max's eating.
I love the way the birds at the moment, they come up really early in the morning and then they stay.
But it's not Max who's alarming her. It's Mum, and Joe has to act.
So just at the table, I'm going to point out exactly what I saw from you. Absolute disgust on your face as he was eating the sandwich. And that's got to change. Like this, confirming that, oh, God, I can't believe he's got to eat that, like you've just gave him a worm sandwich.
That's what it feels like I'm doing.
Right? There's no way he can't be peckish. He's not eaten since yesterday. So go back to the table. Carry on with your conversation. See, he needs another bite, love.
And if he doesn't?
No, not if he doesn't. He's going to, because you're going to sit there and say to him, you've got to have that half. Okay? Let's push through with it. OK, then. We'll quickly hurry up and Have your food then.
Still don't like it.
With Max refusing his food again, Joe decides to give him a choice.
So you have to make a decision. I want you to make the decision. You're going to eat the bread or the cheese? Hurry up now, though. Make a decision.
Bread.
OK, then eat the bread then. Come on, we haven't got time to faff. Let's just eat it and then we can go and... We can go on the trail.
Okay, then.
Joe wants to make sure the focus doesn't keep drifting back to Max, so asks about a walk the family are planning later.
Are you going to take a little backpack with you? Will you take a backpack with you? What about you, John? Are you going to take a little bag with you?
I might do that just to take the drinks, maybe.
Right.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous.
Well
Give
done,
me a high five. That's what I'm talking about. OK, attaboy.
Really good, Max.
You absolutely didn't like it, but you know what? Sometimes we absolutely don't like things, but we have to eat them. Do you know why? Do you know why we have to eat them? Because we have to put food into our body to look after ourselves. So, you have shown me good willing there. I'm very, very happy with that. Well done. All right, let's get our shoes on then, and we'll go and take a little walk. OK, Max, you go and do that. John and Mum, you stay here, and we'll talk about what I need for this trip. So, Mum, carry on the conversation, stipulate what he needs to eat, and follow through with it. Have a conversation that doesn't give him the attention.
I mean, that's the first time. He's never ate that much bread before, ever.
OK, well, look what we've done to change here.
Yeah.
OK, look what we've done.
I found it difficult, you know, when he starts getting upset and that. But I know it's so silly me to give in because I know that's not helping him. It's just really hard.
I think he's had a lot of excuses for why he doesn't have to eat, and that needs to change. So I'm looking at Mum's behaviour changing drastically.
With a small success at lunch, Joe wants Mum to step up her game and challenge Max to try something new.
Which one do you want when you get home? You're going to have to pick that one or that one.
But will he be able to cope with this new food hurdle?
What flavours are they?
What have you got?
Strawberry.
And peach and passion fruit. Oh, what's that one?
That one's vanilla.
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Mum must not give in, and she's got to stick to Joe's
Where do you want to
methods.
sit, Max? Jump. Eat your yogurt then.
How much?
All of it.
It'll take some time.
And the banana. That's okay, we're not in a rush.
Did you see the sheep when we were coming out?
What noise did they make? What was your impression of your sheep?
It's like a whole van full of them.
They were noisy, weren't they?
This is the first new thing I tried.
It's the first new thing you've tried?
Yeah.
Well, well done.
What about the bread?
I'm very
Really
pleased to
good.
see that you're doing that. There's a whole world of foods out there for you to try.
This whole world.
And it's really
Different types
exciting.
of food.
Exactly.
All sorts.
Exactly.
You should be so proud of yourself. You executed that to the end. You were brilliant. You were brilliant. You must
I've
feel...
done it without you.
Oh, you've done it. I mean, Mum's emotional, overwhelming feeling is because she's realised that she is capable of being able to do this. It's given her hope. It's given her an enormous amount of hope to know that with that momentum, she can go and do the same again tomorrow for breakfast. I'm just leaving, so I wanted to say goodnight. Absolutely marvellous. Of course I am.
Okay.
I'm going to come back tomorrow.
Max has made a promising start, but Joe knows there's still a lot more work to do if he's to have a normal diet. Joe's helping Trinice, an angry 7-year-old, and her mum, Cheryl. She believes Trinice's rages at home are a result of being bullied at school, and Joe wants to show her mum how to cope.
Just want it to get help to get it better.
Yeah.
You know?
But
I know I'm
keep
crying, I know I'm
you-
crying, but I don't think I'm feeling sorry for myself, because
No,
I'm
not
not.
at all. It's an emotional release. It's good that you release that.
Normally, I'm quite a smiley person, but I want to get back to that person, like Trinice. I want her to get back to that person.
Joe wants to teach Trinice how to deal with her anger.
Okie dokie. So, it's okay for you to be angry because it's your feeling. But when it affects somebody else, that's when it's a problem. And what we're going to do is we're going to diffuse it, all right, with balloons. All right, stop there. Mum may see when you get angry, and when she does, she's going to say to you, we need to blow balloons. Or if you feel angry, I want you to turn around and say, Mum, I need a balloon. All that hot air that you've been blowing out to everyone else, you're going to blow in there now. Ready? Catch it! I don't believe that she may automatically take a balloon and go, I'm feeling angry, I need the balloon. But who knows? But what I am really hoping is that Mum says, hey, you're feeling angry, I can see it, let's take the balloon and let's go through the exercise.
Next, Jo wants to help Trinice communicate her feelings.
You remember we spoke about the importance of you having conversations with Mummy and talking to her about lots of different things?
Yeah.
Because it's really important that your Mummy hears everything you have to say without shouting.
Okay.
Right? And trusting Mummy to tell her all things that you need to tell her, because we don't have to keep that all to ourselves.
Expressing emotions is tough for anyone, but a 7-year-old who's being bullied is even more prone to clam up. So Jo's devised a deceptively simple ball game to encourage Trinice to talk.
I want to give you these 2 footballs here. One says school and the other one says family. All right? And these are our focus for communication, which means lots of conversation. All right? And as you start to play catch and you throw the ball and you're actually talking about the topic, you start to open up those doors. And having that conversation brings you closer together, can only make the relationship better. And that's what it's all about.
Lovely.
While they're practicing, Trinice notices a boy outside who used to bully her.
I hate him.
Why do you hate him? Do you listen? No, but are you listening? Okay, so...
She needs to realise that you're there to protect her.
Right.
You know, Mummy's got this. Nothing's happening. This is your home.
Trinice, look at me. Like, he's not going to hurt you. He's not going to touch you. I'm here. We're in our home. We're safe in here. Do you understand?
It's an upsetting experience for Trinice. But where before she'd have flown into a rage, today she's got a special request.
Pardon? You need a balloon?
What do you need a balloon, love?
You're angry and sad.
So she's got all her emotions going all over the place right now, so let her pop in the balloon.
Yep. Okay, I think that's good. Let it go. Let it go completely. You've got to chase it. Quick, 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 quick. Oh, wow!
She giggles and laughs. It's just shifting that emotion.
Let it go.
From tomorrow, Trinice and Cheryl are on their own.
That's it. Well done.
For Mum, the challenge is to prove if she can handle Trinice's moods without Jo's help. Parents in Britain are spending less quality time with their kids than ever before. And Jo wants to shock mums and dads into action.
That 49 minutes was the average time that children in Great Britain spend doing things with their parents, being interactive.
It's quite shocking that we don't spend enough time with our children.
Jo knows parents' time is precious and wants to show how simple changes can have huge benefits for their children.
Want to give your kids the best start in life? Then what's it going to take? A brilliant laptop, loads of tutors, best school in town? Nope. Give them one of these and 10 minutes of your time. Sound good? But how many of you parents actually read a bedtime story to your kids?
The statistics are actually quite shocking. Across Britain today, 33% of parents don't read to their children. And a third of kids don't even own a book. But how can Jo prove to parents the benefits of reading a 10-minute bedtime story each night?
This is what we're going to do, OK? One half of you are going to read books to your children. And the other half of you are going to give your child a book and a CD that they're going to do on their own for 3 nights. OK, there you go.
All the kids will be reading the same book that contains 2 made-up words. And in 3 days, they'll be tested to see who's picked up the words. So which group of children will be better at learning? Those left to read along with the CD, or those read to by their parents?
Children have any questions? Because you have a question, don't you?
Now give my dear.
Can you get your DS? Not for 3 nights.
The chef reached down to pick up the sprock.
So while half the kids spend 10 minutes interacting with their parents, the other half are given the book and CD and left to their own devices. 3 days later, the children meet Dr. Jessica Horst, who designed the experiment.
Okay, are you ready?
The 2 made-up words, sprock and tannin, were used to describe objects in the book, and she's testing whether the kids can now identify them.
Oh, well done. Can you point to the sprock? Okay.
The new words that they would have been taught, you could have only have learnt them in the last 3 days when they were given the books. So, we shall see soon.
Hi, nice to see you.
So how did they get on?
The experiment was a success.
Over 80% of the kids who were read the story by their parents learnt the new words, compared with less than 20% of those who were left to read along with the CD.
Quite astounding, really, isn't it?
That's quite interesting, is because as an adult, when you're reading the book, you channel their attention on the interesting bits, the bits to bring out, whereas a child doesn't know what's important and what to just take in, what to gloss over.
Just don't seem to get that engagement with the CD in the same way as you do when you're reading a book. It's almost like they need something to look at to sort of visually engage them and keep their attention.
There are a lot of ways in which children can learn new words, but they're much better at learning from someone actually interacting with them. And all of that helps them to succeed much better at school later on.
So will you continue to read to your children and make that pledge with me? Can we have a show of hands, please? All the kids good with it as well? Thank you.
I've been making excuses, but I'm definitely going to find the time to obviously read with them a lot more than I do.
It's a very good experiment. It proved the benefits of interacting with your child and spending quality time with them.
Well, there you go, it's a fact. It's been proven that reading to your children and interacting with them means they learn new words. Who hasn't got 10 minutes to read a book?
Joe's been in Hull helping 9-year-old Max give up his lifelong custard cream diet.
Hi, Joe. Good morning. Come in. Morning.
Joe's devised a game where Max must try 10 different foods as a taste and texture test to see which ones he likes or dislikes. His mum and sister are going to have a go with him.
As you can see, it's all very colourful. So, let's start off with baked beans. All right, it's rather tomatoey, okay, which is nice. It's a double thumbs down, is it, the baked beans? All right, okay. All right, well, let's move on to the orange, okay? And then you just put it on your lips like that. And just that. Can you taste the orange? Is that a thumbs up for you? Okay, so the next is the green pepper. They're nice. Oh, look, just butter. Is that a thumbs down? So what have we got next? Cheese. Cheese is lovely. Right, really nice. If you have cheese and you have grapes as well, they're really nice. Just Max being in a place where he participated in this little food sampling exercise is such a step forward. He'd never come to the table. There's no big disgust when he's eating. It's the anxiety of trying it. It's the anxiety.
Now Max is showing less fear around foods, it's important to capitalise on that progress. Joe books the family for lunch at a local pub, hoping a new setting will help Max take the final leap and eat a hot meal.
I'm not expecting Max to eat above and beyond, but I'm expecting him to finish the food that is put on his plate today. So we'll see how it goes.
Joe wants to observe how Mum handles this challenge.
You need to be able to take away from that and leave on the plate what he has to eat. Okay? Be realistic.
chicken first, Max, please.
Your voice ain't firm enough.
No, was it with the...
No, try the chicken, okay? Try the chicken next.
Fork on and in your mouth, please. Fork on and in your mouth. In your mouth.
And everything go out later.
All he's doing is power struggle with you right now. I mean, I just pop chicken on your fork, in the mouth.
One more chicken first, Max. One more chicken and then a chicken. Go on.
And you're in there now. So, back in the game.
Max, you've done really, really well.
You didn't think you'd be here, did you?
No, not all. Not all. Especially not so soon. But no, just wouldn't think it.
As long as you continue to be the way you are, he'll have no choice. She does need to get firmer with her voice. She does need to not ignore when he's faffing around with that food on the fork and stalling. And as long as she understands that he will continue to do that, then she can nip all that behaviour in the bud and actually enjoy the experience, get him to eat the food he's supposed to, get in there, enjoy it, get out and move on to the other things.
And from this point on, the family are now on their own. Jo Frost is travelling across the country, helping mums and dads be the best parents they can. And with up to 43% of children suffering from sleep problems, bedtime is a recurring issue.
I'm not getting enough sleep, and she's in the bed sleeping with us.
He's now learned that if he creeps in, he'll creep in the bottom of the bed because he knows he's not going to disturb him.
She continuously wakes up, like it can be every 20 minutes.
This is Dylan, and he just doesn't sleep. Until recently, he had a bottle of milk at about 11. Yeah, so he's still waiting for that. I've switched that for water now because I know why he's waking.
And now he wants more water in the bottle.
He wants more water.
Yeah.
And he will do that on and off all through the night.
You want the quick one for him? Take away the bottle of water. He's more than able to go throughout the night. What he's got used to, love him, he sucks to fall asleep because that's what he's used to. The teat has become the pacifier for him. So when he wakes up, he wants to suck again to go back to sleep. So give him that lovely bottle before he goes to bed, and then nothing.
Getting kids to stay in bed is a big problem for parents.
I'm going to move over here. Hi.
And one 2-year-old has been particularly creative.
That's how you are. Oh, hello. Is this you? What's this?
What is it?
Lipstick? Where does lipstick go? On your eyes? You put your lipstick on your forehead? You put it everywhere, didn't you? All right, what's going on?
While we're asleep, she's creeping along to our room.
Yep.
Getting hold of my makeup, getting hold of anything she can get hold of. She's now started climbing stair gates.
Yep.
Top and bottom of the stairs and the kitchen. Go to bed, we've got to make sure it's a maximum security prison.
Right, this is what I'm going to say to you. Come in there, because we need to talk more. OK, so let's really get to the bottom of this. How old is this little one?
She'll be 3 in June.
3 in June. How long has she been in her own bed?
Well, she was put in a toddler bed at 11 months.
Right, OK, so it's relatively young.
Yeah.
So she's never slept through?
No.
So you've not done any sleep training with her at all?
We've tried. It worked for about a month and then she started again.
Right. What did you do?
Ignored her.
Right, so you ignored?
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask you to do is a bedtime ritual. You're going to start an hour before and you're going to calm this little one down because she's very active, she's into everything, like every other toddler, OK? And you're going to place her into bed and you're going to read her a book, OK? And you're going to tell her it's night time and you're going to do the crossover from day to night. So you're going to deal with the sleeping first, all right?
If after you adopt a great bedtime routine, your child still gets up in the night, the first time it happens, say it's bedtime, darling, and back to bed. The second time, say it's bedtime, and the third time, say nothing and avoid eye contact. Continue this for as many times as it takes. It will work.
Tackling 9-year-old Max's custard cream diet needs persistence and a strong resolve from Mum.
Oh, where's my biscuit?
Your biscuits? You can have one a day.
I can have one
No,
now.
not yet, no. I'm doing your dinner.
Smells so you mean to me. Me neither. Because I really like biscuits.
Jo knows this is a big test for Mum and wants to offer some moral support.
What's going on? Everything's going
dinner we did fish fingers, mushy peas and chips. At the lot, all went.
Fabulous.
I couldn't believe it, I really couldn't. not after so long.
You're amazing.
Down, you've helped us there.
How many offerings of custard creams does he have a day?
He can have 2, but separate times. And then if he doesn't, just sort of take it away, don't make a big thing of it if he doesn't want one.
Right, just testing you. Just making sure.
He keeps asking for more, but I'm not going down that road.
You just keep rolling with it. Remember, this is about getting him healthy. Well, keep up with it, Jo.
I will do. We'll keep to it.
Okay, lovey, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
She's there. She came to the table with a different set of rules for herself. She adopted a totally different attitude, and that gave Max the ability and the opportunity to explore those foods and to now put more of a variety on his plate. So it's all, it's all good stuff. I'm happy.
Jo taught single mum Cheryl and her daughter Trinice how to cope with the 7-year-old's angry outbursts. She's back to see how they've been getting on. When they first met, Trinice was being bullied at school and taking her anger out on her younger brother and mum.
Stop kicking!
But since they last saw Jo, Cheryl's noticed a huge improvement in her daughter's behaviour.
She's not going off to her room, closing the door and digging her nails into her skin. She's now like, I'm feeling angry and I just need to show my mum that I'm angry, and my mum knows what to do next. Let go. Chase it, chase it, chase it. Trinice talked to me about being bullied at school. I can see that you're feeling better, but why were you feeling angry? He actually came home and told me straight away.
Well, I got pushed over by a tree.
A tree pushed you over? Or you felt by a tree? You did say I got pushed over by a tree. This never happened before Jo came along.
Mum and daughter are not only communicating more about Trinice's problems, they're also spending more time enjoying each other's company.
Trinice is a lot happier now because we're getting out. We're doing things like going to the park, but normally she'd hear, no, we're not going to the park, Trinice. She loves it, she's relaxing. I think she believes in herself now. It's brilliant to see their faces smiling. It's like gold, really. Priceless.
You both, actually look like a ton of bricks has been taken off your shoulders.
I felt a lot happier.
She's a lot more confident as well. I don't know if she's noticed, but I've noticed, and so is the school. She's a lot more assertive and clear, helping teachers, just a really good girl.
I came here to help a young girl who was very angry. I go away, leaving the family a lot more confident and happy my work's done.
Have a hug. Oh my gosh. Love you. Love you so much.
It's 1 month later, and up in Yorkshire, has Max finally given up his biscuits?
There's no custard creams in the house. There's none of that mix in the house. When Jo put them in the bag and they went. Are you ready for breakfast?
Weetabix. I think they're going to be real yucky. Then when I tasted them, they're brilliant.
Come on then, Max, Willow, let's go. Don't want to be late. He'll go off to school, he's a lot happier, he's got more energy, his work's improved. I've been in to speak to them last week and, they can't believe the difference in his work. It's just made a difference everywhere.
Having no custard creams, just one, gives me lots more energy.
There's so much that just this eating has changed. It's like a Max that's more energy and more happy, and it's a Max that will join in with family meals, and it's such a difference, and it's such a lovely, difference. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I'm looking forward to Christmas and birthdays. This year it'll be his first birthday meal or his first Christmas meal.
Dad.